rest in peace to Brother Chadwick, who died of colon cancer. A lot of our men are suffering from colon cancer, prostate issues, heart attacks. And so we want to invite our brothers to journey with us. We start the training within the next week.
Yes, on the 13th of September. That's our
www.queenafua.com. Join our wellness school, queenafua.com, and join our wellness school and join us on the journey of Man Heal Thyself Wellness Warrior.
Greetings. My name is Queen Afua. I help people to live a healthy life in body, mind, and spirit. Welcome into the sacred circle, where you will find peace, inspiration, and practical tools for living a happy wellness lifestyle. So come inside and make yourself at home. Oh, there she is. Okay, give thanks and praise. Well,
yes, okay.
We're so happy to have you here. Could you please hold up your book? I start packing my stuff, and I keep your book with me, but I unpacked it away in the suitcase, and the boxes, and everything else. So please hold up the book, because this is your masterpiece, right? This is your masterpiece. Vibrate.
Yes. Is the book.
I'm feeling the vibration. So how did you even get into writing this book? What happened? Because it's not easy to write a book, and this is your first book. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Well, first I want to say thank you for having me, Queen. I absolutely love you, and I'm so excited to be here on the first episode of the Sacred Circle on your platform. So this is like, yay!
Thank you for the support.
Yeah, my honor. And just much love to the community watching. And so this book was everything that I went through in life made sense when I knew the book. Like, oh, so I have to teach that, not just live it, and not just live in my body and just be these memories and these experiences, but it was something, just like you were saying, there were so many lessons that I learned. And what I realized I've been through was a lesson and was like fortification. And it wasn't like the all be all, like the final destination. And there was like a higher vibration, higher life I could live. It just changed the game. And because at that time, a book with all the things that I was learning and all the codes I was cracking didn't exist. I was like, I have to create this book. And you had told me when I was taking Sacred Woman that I had a book in me. And back then I was like, me, no.
I remember that conversation, yeah.
So it was so important that I was able to hear what you said, but also honor it. And just to have you as my elder and spiritual mother feed into me, even when I was in fear, life kept reminding me, that book, you're going through this, but yep, you have a book in you. So I had to write this book myself, one, and then also everyone else who felt like they want more out of life. Like life just isn't making sense, and there's a higher vibration somewhere, or just new energy, a shift. And for me, this book, how I was able to put that, and also to distill all of my work, writing, in a way that I was able to put it in one place and then expand on it.
Wow, that is amazing. Now that you've taken the book that was inside your body, the book was in your arteries, in your heart, in your skin, in your brain. You know, there's a book, right? But then when you take the book from inside and out, and then you share your walk with others, what are people saying about their transformation by reading your work?
Yeah, it's so interesting, because when I write from a very intuitive place, and I channel. And so when other people even pick up the book, like they'll open up to a certain page, and they'll be like, this is exactly what I needed. So it's almost like cards. And being that I was able to get out of the way and let my experiences talk for me, I didn't want to be so left brain. I really wanted to just transcend and allow my experiences to write this book, like, so that they could fully transform and transfigure into teachings and lessons. And so that's the angle I came from. And people are really resonating with the book and saying that it's allowing them to have language for what they're going through. Their specific things I put in to give you language for what you're going through. Because if you don't have language through, it's like this mystical experience, and it's frustrating, even maybe and agitating and triggering, of course. But once you know, oh, this is just that, and that's part of this, and that's, of course, that's happening because you're here to do this, and oh, yep, you're right on time. Keep evolving. So that's what this book is doing for people. It's a comfort, it's a tool, and it's a companion.
Very powerful. In writing that quote that you put out, everybody's just like so excited about the quote about the game changing. Could you share that one right there?
Oh yeah, I have it. I have it right here. It's the first page of the book because
What brought that on? What brought that one on? What were you going through when that just channeled through you that way?
Well, what it says is she remembered who she was and the game changed.
Okay.
She remembered who she was
and the game changed.
Period.
She remembered. You could just say that several times, loop it. She remembered who she was and the game changed. Everybody getting that one right now? You feeling that? Because you have to resonate with it to just take that in. Because that's extremely powerful.
It's
so
extremely
how did that come through you at that time? What were you experiencing that brought that through?
I remember one day in particular, I was here in LA outside, sitting in the sun, letting and I was having a heavy day. And this was back in 2000, maybe 14, 2000. And this was during my marriage. And I remember just so heavy with not understanding what's going on, thinking that this was like my path, but it still wasn't making sense to me. And that I'm like, okay, if this is where I'm supposed to be for now, why don't I feel my power here? Why don't I feel my power? Like, if you know how like the whole cliche, everything is meant for a reason, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, which these cliches are actually true, but if you don't feel your power in the cliche,
right.
So I knew that I had to get in my power. And so I just sat, literally just lifted my head to the sun like a sunflower does. I turned to the sun, and the words hear me. She remembered who she was and the game changed. And I had a journal. It was one of those days I was out in the sun journaling, and I immediately wrote those words down. And I remember instantly feeling my power. And that's why the subtitle of the book is Live Your Power, because in that moment, I remembered everything I've been through. Like, I had overcome so much to where I knew that this wasn't my final destination. And I reminded myself, girl, you are powerful. There's so much still ahead of you. Like, this is time to take you out. Like, draw on your ancestors, draw on your own strength, and smile and get up. Let's go. It changed. I was like, nope. Like, fear, and, just that whole like suck, that whole energy suck. So I started cutting energetic cords daily, doing the work to really stay sovereign and free myself. And in that moment, like when you remember who she was in the game change, like I challenge everyone to, even if it's a man, in game change, to signaling to yourself and to everything in your vibrational field that you have now come online and you are now in charge. And so that was just powerful. And I'm so grateful that everyone can share that daily with themselves in the book.
Absolutely. That has ricocheted around the planet. That moment of you receiving that message was divine. That was the Most High moving through and speaking through you. What I also heard from you is your intuitiveness, trusting yourself, trusting your story, trusting your journey, and being able to translate that and then write it. And then so many people are feeling what you feel and feeling what you felt. They walked inside of your walk with you, and they're walking now and they're healing. It is a healing balm.
Yes.
That's what I see. It's a mental, and going through the work, it's a mental healing, it's an emotional healing, it's a relationship healing, it's a psychological healing, it's a healing of your past. What in the book, where are you right now, personally, in your work, within your text, Vibrate Higher?
Yeah, so in chapter 2, I talk about metaphorical terrains. And there's the ocean, which governs, and these are metaphorical terrains. They're the elements in nature, but they also reflect these terrains in nature also reflect how we feel in life. So you can be on a mountain and your mountain is this thing you're trying to climb, you're trying to get over, you're trying to get around. Maybe it feels like a big blockage. But once you get to the top of the mountain, you have a higher perspective, right? So there's always a lower and high vibration of these terrains.
Yes.
There is the desert. The desert is when it's this middle passage where it feels like you're in isolation. Maybe things are drawn away. Maybe you feel like the thing, you don't know when it's coming, when it's going to change. Maybe your life feels like you're going through a dry season, a lone season. But also there's a higher place where you can really tap into an oasis and a place of spiritual significance and realize that, wait, this is really where the transformation happens. Solitude is sacred, right? Like when you realize solitude is sacred, it's not a bad thing. You start to change the game and you allow that transformation to happen there. There's the ocean, you know, and that's the depth of like really, you know, going through certain waves in life, maybe highs and lows at a certain time. Or are you able to be in the middle of an ocean, navigating, really empowered with your emotions, with your subconscious mind? And then there's a fog. The fog is when you can't see your way clear. You're trying to go through. Maybe there's brain fog. Maybe there's no clarity in your life. So all that to say where I am, and I always look to see where I am. And in readers, like my community that I teach on my website, they know now to put themselves in these terrains so that way they know how to get through accordingly. So where I am now, I was in the desert, like post my transition, the marriage, divorce, right? I was in the desert for a long time. I wrote this book in the desert. A lot of great things come through in the desert. Like if you really want to be creative, put yourself in solitude. So, but I was just divinely put there. And coming out now, I'm definitely in the ocean. I would say I've climbed a mountain, and the way I feel now is that I'm finally at this top of this beautiful mountain after doing so much hard work and taking a breath and enjoying the view, enjoying the higher perspective now that I gained from doing the work of climbing, not giving up, not going back down. And then also now there's the ocean that I'm able to see from a higher perspective as well. And then my inner emotions I've been doing so much work to work on them and to be the sailboat in the middle of the ocean that is navigating itself. So the winds aren't in control, but I'm able to be the navigator of my own subconscious mind. So I would say I'm on the mountain looking at the ocean. That's the terrain I'm in.
That is so powerful. And we had about 2 or 3 who just came in and they said they're in the desert. So you know they need your work, right?
Yes.
And I know that they have to follow you, and I know that you have a membership, so they can have that ongoing connection. You have a retreat coming up soon, a virtual retreat coming up. You'll announce them, let everybody know about that going forward. We'll be announcing that in the future, because I already know there's a starvation somewhere in the desert right now, and they want to know how to get out of there. And you have to literally walk them. Come on, come with me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you all the ways. And so we're all looking forward to that. That's I'm going to let you know. Okay. I want to say, big it up. Lalah, you are fantastic, fierce, and you are walking your path, and you're living your life like it's gold and Jill Scott.
Yes, every day.
And vibrate higher. You do have magic with you. And so just keep that going, and just much love and continued blessings as we vibrate higher. Everyone, vibrate higher. Call it out. Get your book. How can they follow up with you? How can they follow up?
You can find me at my website, all my work. You can join my membership where we go in to vibrate higher and live our power to change the game. All the things I've talked about today. At vibratehigherdaily.com, there's a monthly membership there. I also, every Sunday, I put out a digest, a newsletter there as well. Yes, and follow my newsletter, subscribe there to be in tune with the upcoming virtual retreat I have coming. And it's so much that I look forward to sharing with you. And just if you're in any of those terrains I talked about, if you're going through any type of transformation or looking to, initiate it, just come see me. Come see me. Like you do not have to do this alone. We have a community, and I look forward to sharing with you. But thank you for having me, Queen.
Yes, my pleasure. And you're going to be back in a few moments.
I will be right back soon.
We'll be calling you back. Well, I'm vibrating high just being with Lalah. I feel my vibration has risen to the top. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Likewise.
Thanks and praise. Thank you. Let it be told, you have some medicine for them. Mr. Medicine Man, will you help me And then you say, I got the remedy. Or then they'll say, well, they'll give it to me. And that's what you did. That's coming up. The holistic remedy is coming up in a few weeks. We'll get back to everyone in our community. Go ahead and get your book and grow in the 5-week plan. So, Mr. Medicine Man, SupaNova Slom. SupaNova is my comrade of wellness. Can you believe that? Your first child, firstborn. You have been devoted to healing. I cannot take it for granted. You've been devoted to healing all of your life. And you have just, as the years have gone, you've gotten stronger in it. What keeps you on your path? That's the question. That's a $1 million question. What keeps you on the path all your life from birth? Because people fall off. They don't want to hear what their parents have to say. They don't always follow and work with them. What kept you going? What keeps you going? They give you some green love right now.
No excuse wellness.
Oh,
First one is to
right,
say,
right there.
wellness warrior salute to the family out here. You know, you were my first teacher. You're my first master teacher. You know, you birthed me into this work, and then I had to go through my own life rites of passage. You know,
Yes.
to really hone in on the value of the holistic work. Around the time when you released the book "Heal Thyself: The Health and Longevity" in the early '90s, I was going through my own transformation in the streets. I was thugging and slanging in the street life. But your teachings, holistic teachings, were how I had to show up for myself. You know, so I had to get my aha moment with the wellness. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Even though I was born and raised vegan from your womb, I had to go through my own personal liberation to purification moment. You know, and overcoming. You know?
Yes.
And in that, I became what is known as a chlorophyllian. You speak about it in the we mentioned.
Absolutely. Well, I'm a chlorophyll now myself. Thank you very much.
Yes. And so being a chlorophyllian, one that is, you know, excited about the plant proteins and the cellular foods and the planet, that's what allowed me to have my super mega green superfoods.
And it works.
You
Brain food, immune boosting, energy lifting, weight loss. It's all
so that's Mom. That I mean, because of you, because of the work you've done, you put into me. I wanted to be of service to others, you know, and really, you know, be a bridge to others that were not born like me or had a mother like Queen Afua. I felt it was my responsibility to get myself correct, you know, self-correct and do my own internal work so I can continue to be a steward for others, especially our brothers, because a lot of our brothers are not necessarily calibrated to understand value in themselves and what it takes to value themselves in building. And so because of your inspiration, you know, united me on this path, and a lot of what you taught is, for me, raising is in this book, Man, Heal Thyself. And so now I've been blessed with my cousin Hallelujah to take brothers through a 12-week holistic wellness journey. Because a lot of our brothers need the tools, you know. Rest in peace to Brother Chadwick, who died of colon cancer. A lot of our men are suffering from colon cancer, prostate issues, heart attacks. And so we want to invite our brothers to journey with us. We start the training within the next week.
Yes, on the 13th of September. That's our
www.queenafua.com. Join our wellness school, queenafua.com, and join our wellness school and join us on the journey of Man, Heal Thyself, Wellness Warrior. Now, the whole point of that is to inspire brothers to turn on, you know, their value system and turn on the excitement to be warriors for optimum wellness. But the more our brothers can heal and restore themselves, they can be a better service to their family, their loved ones, and others, you know. And so we want to invite our brothers to join us on the Man, Heal Thyself, Wellness Warrior journey, to give you the tools to encourage you to live the glorious life, and also engage and join a variety of brothers in what we call the fraternity of holistic wellness. There are many fraternities, but to have a fraternity of holistic wellness, to give brothers the herbal tools, the mind, body, spirit tools, and the accountability to dial into them, I think is very necessary. And it complements the sacred work that a lot of the sisters are doing with sacred women.
That's so real, because the women, the sacred women practitioners, as y'all were going through, you just graduated 22 men, Man, Heal Thyself, Wellness Warriors, you and Hallelujah. And with that, the women are like, oh, what? It was one couple was about to have a divorce. It was like really a wrap. And once he started going through Man, heal thyself, because she was already doing second one, but they could not see eye to eye. There was still arguments and all that. Once he got in a few weeks in, just a few weeks in, their relationship completely changed. The women were talking about how much they love their husbands now. There's no more arguing and fighting. He's now taking on a healthier lifestyle and all of that. So what was some of your experience, and how you felt about going through the process yourself? What did it do for you? Because you know, you go into something to help someone else, it also helps empower you.
Well, one of the major components in the rites of passage training is brothers healing their heart chakras. A lot of men travel on the journey of life with accumulative pain, accumulative experiences that lower the quality of how they see themselves. But men are calibrated with continuing to forge ahead. That's the main thing. You know, man, like little boys, don't cry, don't be emotional, forge ahead, keep going. So a lot of men have hardened in life, not because they really want to be hard, but they have hardened in life, and they're taught to keep going and keep up and keep thriving for their families, their loved ones, and even the work of the world. But internally, you know, they're not necessarily open up to, you know, burst forward and break through, you know, their own blockage. So in the course of the training, we have brothers do a various exercises of forgiveness. We have them write forgiveness letters, you know, for themselves first. And then we had them also go through, you know, women in their life, whether it be their mothers, their aunts, their grandmothers, various women they've dated, their current mates, ex-mates, and also do forgiveness around that. Because a lot of times we unnecessarily take on the pain bodies of relationships that are no longer of in service to us, but that doesn't mean that we have to curse these relationships. That doesn't mean that we have to curse, you know, our former partners or curse someone.
Right. So it's not about divorce; it's about transformation. So even
divorce, breakup. So you know, helping brothers work through a different possibility of how they process divorce and breakups, and also to do prayers and meditations to send light to that loved one. Like, why would you curse an ex?
Take the high road.
High road. Because by you sending signals of forgiveness to yourself and them, you're freeing yourself from that energetic blockage. You're freeing yourself from that space of pain body, so you can now open up the space to facilitate higher vibrational relationships, like the beloved Lalah talks about in Vibrating Higher Daily. You know, in order to vibrate higher daily, she talks about signaling, you know, in her ministry, you know, you have to do the internal work so your signal to be stronger in yourself first, that y'all spoke about, so you can attract that signal onto you. So these are the type of things that brothers were excited about through the training, and now we're going to go to the next phase of the Man Heal Thyself Wellness Warrior training. I'm excited to be of support with these brothers breaking through as wellness warriors, and also you sisters are wellness warriors. You know, we have a lot of sisters out here. They're doing the work, they're doing the sacred work, they're doing the vibrational work, and so we definitely want to send a wellness warrior salute to our sisters. And to be a wellness warrior is to be a warrior, male or female, that is every day disciplined and strengthened to fight for his or her better quality of life, body, spirit, right? Body.
Someone says wisdom. They so appreciate everything that you're saying, and they're going to be joining us. So to register, how do they register?
www.queenafua.com. QueenAfua.com. You can go into the module and you can click on Man Heal Thyself Wellness Warrior. And sisters, a lot of you sisters out here, you know, you have boyfriends and you have husbands and fiancés, and you make sure that they're fly with their Gucci, their Prada, their Louis, head to toe. You make each ignite a brother into his training. How about that? You make sure he looks good externally, but won't some of you sisters make sure your brothers look good internally?
Oh, that's a good idea.
We need some internal nighting. Yes.
Well, you know, SupaNova, I'm so happy you take on the leadership in this, because we also have the healing.
One second, Mark. Yeah, QueenAfua.com. QUEENAFUA. QueenAfua.com. And you can check out our super mega green superfoods if you're trying to really, you know, get that plant protein and fast.
Well, I believe, do we have that involved? Is that included in Man Heal Thyself?
Well, they have access to definitely purchase the mega greens. They have a discount code.
Together.
And they have a discount code. Yes, that's www.supermegafoods.com. Yes.
Okay, they'll get a discount if they're part of the program.
Yes, Mom.
The rites of passage, actually. Well, son, I'm so glad that you heard me. And, you know, but you know, something is going on in your life, something magnificent. I think I need a song to bring this one in, this new level in, because we're going to sit down and see Lalah and Nova sit down together. All right, DJ, can we get the music going? This will tell the story. Bring Lalah into the equation as we go out and come back in. That's right. Scoot on over. And you just scoot up. There you go. That was a dose of love. That was a good time.
Whoa.
Do we all feel good about the love? Like sitting so many hearts that bumping into each other. People saying it's beautiful, it's magnificent, all kinds of red love, blue love, white love is going on. Well, you know, this is kind of a miracle on planet Earth. And I just want y'all just to share with us because they don't know, people don't know what's happening. They don't know what they're even looking at. They don't know they're looking at a complete miracle.
Wow.
Were you once married?
Yes.
Let's start with that. And how long ago was that? That you
5 years ago. 6 years ago.
No, well, we married 8 years ago in 2012.
Okay.
11?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
9 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
9 years ago.
Long time.
That y'all
A long time.
Okay. And then years happen, things happen. In, out, up, down, up, bam, done. What? Then you
What?
had-
Yes.
Okay. Then it became what? Oh no. Huh?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Stop. Hold up. All that. Okay. Then there was how long that you were within yourself before you looked at each other in this way?
5
How
years.
long? What?
5.
Yeah.
And normal people call that a divorce, right?
No, 5 years since we communicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
confirmed with each other.
The break, so the desert, when we went into our deserts,
Thank
when
you.
like disconnected after the transition, aka divorce, was 5 years. It was a 5-year period where we had no communication with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in those 5 years, things happen. You know what happened? The transformation.
The transformation.
Okay, there was a transformation. Things happened,
Yeah.
which made you both greater.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Toronto.
Wow. And in that greatness, books was written. A master book was written. Your first book out is a master book.
Hold it up.
Okay.
In that time,
The first book, a master book, a masterpiece.
Produced.
Woo!
Come on.
Products came out. Okay.
She wrote her book. She wrote her masterpiece book.
Entrepreneurs on the go. Come
Of
on.
not being together. Yeah, in that time of us not being together, she birthed this masterpiece. And our time of not being together, me, my cousin Chris Crosby Rowe, my brother Ali the Great, produced our plant-based wellness supplement company. So we both were rocking and rolling with the wellness.
Tell it.
Even in our separation, we were still doing the healing works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Now, that's a miracle. Y'all grew because you could after something like that, and everybody sees the love. It's all over. Okay, people are shocked, they're amazing. They say, "Wow, all this going on." Now, in that process of coming back together, now how in the world did that happen? What happened? That's what I say. Black love.
Black love.
Well,
yes.
you know, I felt that it was alignment. Like, you know, at the work that I was doing, I was going through a past separation, And I was, as I was doing a past separation from one relationship, I was also taking the brothers to rites of passage.
Yes.
You know, so by me actually going through the rites of passage with the brothers, I was able to signal higher and forgive myself and do the internal work as I was going through a transition and going deep with the brothers. So I took all that energy I was given in my relationship that was in transition, I poured it into the men, you know, and self training. And so that, just doing that work, you know, I haven't spoken to Lalah in 5 years. So I knew that she was doing this amazing work with Vibrate Higher Daily, and I was very excited for that in the world and how she was showing up, because that's how I always saw her, you know, doing our pillow talks when we were married years ago. That this is how she's showing up, is what and you too, Mata, you know, we seen this for her. So for her to fully be in the work doing this, incredible.
Amazing.
It was just an opportunity. To me, it was just like she talks about signaling, you know, it was a signal line. We have not communication, not even on social media. And so I think we caught a vortex around June, late May, June. We just caught a vortex, and we just started speaking again. It was an opportunity for us to just start talking after not speaking in 5 years. And, you know, again, it started out just catching up, you know, just, you know, as friends, up and you know, appreciating speaking to each other after not speaking to each other in 5 years, just as friends, and checking in to her spirit, seeing what's going on with her. She's seeing what's going on with me. And then, you know, that initial synchronicity, 1 hour turned into 7 hours, and 7 hours turned into 10 hours every day, nonstop. And so you get, you know, we were not, everything come into speaking to each other to get back. We just kept pouring into the work. And the difference was, later talked about transforming the timelines. So you know, as friends, we established how can we actually, you know, coming from the divorce, right, in the separation, show up present. And so we practice speaking to each other, mindful speech, mindful interaction of how we can show up daily on the new timeline and not signal the ego of our past timeline. Because, you know, we were married, so part of that ego in any relationship, you can go, okay, well, I know you already. We do know, but it's opportunity for us to know a new side of ourselves. And so that's what allowed us to show up in a real powerful way for each other. And that, I think that precious understanding and that patience, that opened up what you see here. Would you say, beloved?
Totally. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's so important that we show different.
Right.
And I think that because we were really taking the time away from each other to do the work, and had we not done the work that we were doing on ourselves, we wouldn't have signaled each other. Like, it wouldn't have been aligned, or it could have been just a conversation, and you know, see you next 5 years.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
See you next lifetime. You know, so what we did apart to heal ourselves and to vibrate higher and live our power was able to now hold space and create the container for when we did reunite. And now we're higher vibrational beings to each other, which is so amazing, which we always wanted the first time around. And you've been an elder to us during our reconciliation and our reconnection. And one thing you and Queen Esther said was that it was like the avocado. I'll let you do it way better. I'll do my
avocado talk.
Yes, the avocado talk, that was it. And for me, we feel more mature, more grounded. And one thing I say as a woman is that being that I went to go do my work in the world, and I came back with that, like that now, the game changed. Like, it's a completely different me, like, because I overcame my fear. So I'm not in a relationship, not doing my work in the world because I'm fearful. I'm not looking at him like, you know, everything you do is all about the end all be all. No, we both in the world. We're both in our power. We're both happy. You know, we're both higher. And I think that that's important. And another thing too is that my mother transitioned during the time that we were apart, and he if you want to share, but he connected with her in the spirit realm to help heal us. And for me, that was a very beautiful, powerful thing that he was doing. I had no idea.
Well, I wasn't at that point when her mother passed. We was not in communication, and you know, I had no access to her, and so.
Hold on, let me say, ladies. Okay,
you had to cut the cord. You had to cut the cord.
No access. Done. Period. but fate was like, no, not period.
You had some work to do.
A colon.
You had some work to do. Oh, he put his oh, now you on his land. You in LA now. Now you all happy and blissed out. Okay. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes
you know, I'm gonna say what I also see. I'm gonna add to the pot.
Yes, come on.
The ability for there's so many things here. The ability for a man to really hear his woman. He's hearing you. He's seeing you. He's feeling you. He's tuned up. Vibrate higher. It's real for you.
Yeah.
And you pour that into him. Furthermore, he's feeling more charged up than ever before because you're so established on your seat of Us, the great mother, till you can pour that in. And he can bring it back. And he's saying, yes. There's no argument. It's yes, it's good for me. I'll take it.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes that becomes an issue. But also on the other side of it is you are now not pushing him to go forward alone. You had to go forward. In order for the relationship to work, the masculine and the feminine had to recognize their own power.
Truly.
And have respect for the power of each other. And now you've merged that power and you're both flying and charged up. And everybody who's watching you say, oh my gosh, oh how we love it. Yes, I'm sending my man to man heal thyself because they're seeing examples of this love. I called you the avocados. That's my favorite. There was a ripe, you know, when you get an avocado, it's not ripe, and you open it up and there's no hole. But it's an avocado, but it will not give, it will not become a sauce, okay. But when you have a ripe avocado, this is where y'all are now. Because y'all was in avocado. Y'all connected, right? Y'all connected. But now you're ripe. You learned some lessons, and now your gratitude for each other is so beautiful. It was worth the 5 years of transformation.
Oh my goodness, yes. I wouldn't have it.
That's what it looks like to me. What will you bring to everyone? What could you say, both of you could say, to share with those people putting avocados up? Oh, how I love you. They got it. Nothing like a good ripe avocado. That's how they handle each other. They enjoy each other's avocados, and it's a good salad. One thing
I would say to current couples or people that are single working to get in alignment, or people that may one day, you know, orbit and have a past mate come back to have the ability to courtship with each other. Because we call it courtship. We call this a second courtship. What I would say is, you know, like what Lalah brought back to us is being present on the same timeline. You know, because you can be attracted to each other, you can love each other, but if you're not singing on the same timeline, then it's not, you're going to cancel each other. And so to add that, you have to be willing to both of you do daily works together to charge the union. You know, it's not dogmatic. You know, man has to open with woman's contribution. You know, it's active service. You both have to be doing active service.
Active service. Everybody take notes.
To charge the union to be functional. If it's just on the man pouring into the woman, and she's not necessarily charged to do her service to the union, she's going to cancel him and herself out. If the woman is always pouring into her man, and he's just receiving her, but he's not reflecting the work back to the union, then he's going to cancel her and the union out. When you come together, the union becomes a living entity. So it requires its own discipline, calibration, and pouring. The couple sometimes gets into the ego of what you're doing and what I'm doing. But the union dictates its own calibration and needs its own nourishment, its own spiritual cadence, its own daily charging. The union requires its own vibratory frequency.
Just hold up. But just hold up. People want workshops, they want courses, they want relationship teaching. Lalah, put a seal on this. Go right ahead. Tell it. Okay. What do you have to tell the people about love and healing and overcoming? And you're so blissed out. I don't know if you can talk. You might be in a blissed out meditation moment, but go right ahead and share, Lalah, with the audience.
I'm totally in meditation. This has been so amazing. But I definitely, yes, come on now. I absolutely want to encourage everyone that when you do your work, when you vibrate higher, there are possible outcomes that can come about that you have no idea. It can look so impossible. You can look so done with certain timelines or certain possibilities, but as you vibrate higher, you expand. There's an invisible force that's around all support you, to move you forward, to bring you the best. And when you vibrate higher, you match that. So you stop things that don't serve you. And maybe that looks like a relationship healing. Maybe it looks like bringing in that relationship that is going to be that one for you. And so I do the work. I would definitely say put your men in Man Heal Thyself, your brother, your uncle, your father, your son. Absolutely. Show the book. Man Heal Thyself at QUEENAFUA.com. And then my work, Vibrate Higher Daily. The link is in my bio, vibratehigherdaily.com. Get my book, but also vibratehigherdaily.com. If you want to learn the terminologies we're speaking of, learn about relationship healing, just all the things, transformation, personal, solo, relational healing, all the things. I have a community where you can do that, and I'm just excited to
Lalah,
know that this work.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Y'all are going to do a 2-day relationship retreat virtually. Because everybody, they're blowing you up. They're so excited. Number positive feedback. They want to vibrate higher. They want to heal their men. And it's about to be on. It's an explosion of love.
Let's do it. We are excited. We are excited to pour back into
love zone. The second time around is even better. More enlightenment. Is everybody rap. Come on, let's dance together. It's a party of love. I told you it's going to be a love story today. You love that love story? They say it's amazing.
Wow.
That's the message right there. Take our body higher. That's my daughter-in-law. Okay.
Third time. Yes,
wow, and again, more wow. They done send so many wows. I'm trying to keep up with the wows and the love and all of that. Y'all have a Love Fest day. Thank you for sharing the love openly. It's called good news. Now, this was some good news, and we could use some healing medicine and all. On top, they're both vegans, okay? That would help clean up. Higher frequency relationship.
I say.
But Kazi's got the DJ, Kazi got all kind of music going on. Okay, well, I want to bring my homegirl in. Is my homegirl ready? Queen Esther?
Yes.
All right. Because we know we were the chaperones. Me and Queen Esther were their chaperones. Okay, African style as it was in the beginning. Woo! Thank you to all my subscribers. We are giving away a free 7-day detox kit when we reach our milestone goal of 50,000 subscribers to this channel. To enter for your chance to win, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel. Like and comment on this video, and we will choose the winner from the comments section. Thank you for growing with us. Ashe.